Hey everyone, ELD here, and this is my top 5 ways to get bridge from below players. This card is a rules nerd's dream. It's got two different triggered abilities that happen while it's in the graveyard, and both of them have intervening if, so that means the card has to be in the graveyard in order to trigger, and also there on resolution in order to have that ability resolved. So, bridge from below, during a bloody combat step where creatures are dying on both sides, the person that has the bridge in their graveyard will get to decide how to stack the triggers, meaning typically they're going to put the exile on the stack beneath the zombie generation, meaning that they'll get a whole bunch of zombies out of the exchange and then get rid of their bridges, very often leaving them in good enough position to just win the game as the board is essentially just traded off and they generate massive value. So let's hop in with our honorable mention, Uro, Titan of Nature's Wrath. This guy, I mean, I'm not going to lie, he's probably the reason why we're not seeing as much bridge from below right now. So if he falls out of favor in the metagame, or, if he ever gets banned, this guy is probably a major factor in what's holding back bridge from below. Of course, he just enters the battlefield, dies, generates some value, and if you're also getting rid of bridges, even more value. So this guy, when he goes, you might want to dust off either your bridge from belows or these plays to keep in mind. Number 5 is Lightning Bolt and other removal. So it's not the play you're looking to make, but it's important to keep in mind that you can kill your own creatures with that trigger on the stack. So if they have a trigger to put like 12 zombies into play on the stack, you can respond by lightning bolting your own Delver or Dragon Rage Channeler. And while it's not the best play, it does make the list at number 5, as I've seen Dredge players get blown out by this, not considering the possibility of their opponent removing all of their bridges, leaving them without much of a path to victory. Up next is Dryad Arbor at number 4, a little bit trickier. This one can be fetched out of your library, and decks like Elves or Green-White Depths can enjoy the ability to surprise block, getting rid of whatever bridges are in the graveyard, or if you need to, you can also wasteland your own Dryad Arbor, or preferably sacrifice it to something like Elvish Reclaimer or Knight of the Reliquary, or even Crop Rotation, though that last one's not as strong. Of course, what this can let you do is save your Bajuka Bog for later, which of course is an excellent answer not only to Bridge from Below, but the entire graveyard. So being able to get extra value in game 1 by getting rid of Dryad Arbor can be important, making sure that you reserve that Bajuka Bog to make sure your opponent doesn't do anything else too degenerate as their graveyard grows. Number 3 here is Walking Ballista and his X-Casting Cost friends. So Ballista's the best of them, but I want to point out Hangerback Walker, Stonecoil Serpent, and Endless One all see various amounts of play in Legacy, and all of them can be played for 0, getting rid of the bridge from belows. Of course, Walking Ballista is the best of the bunch, as you can actually play him with counters and remove the counters to get rid of the bridge from belows, as he'll die as a state-based effect. Number 2 is probably the most fun out of these, Shark Typhoon. So, of course, you can surprise block like the other cards that we've talked about, but the really fun play here is X equals 0. So, for 2 mana, you're going to cycle Shark Typhoon, draw a card, also get a 0/0 Shark token, which dies as a state-based effect and gets rid of all of those bridges. This can be very, very difficult and really tilts the matchup in the Shark Typhoon's players' advantage when they're aware of this and play toward that line, making it very difficult for the bridge player to generate the value that they need out of the card. And number 1 is Batterskull. Of course, this card's great versus hordes of zombies. 4/4 lifelink vigilance makes it really difficult. You're gaining 8 life, getting rid of 2 zombies every combat step potentially. It is really, really powerful. Of course, what we're talking about here is the ability to return it to hand for 3, where that germ dies as a state-based effect. I don't know if I've ever lost to Dredge once I've gotten a Batterskull online and operating. They're not going to have any bridge from below access whatsoever, and this card really, really punishes them. Remember, you're going to wait until that trigger goes on the stack and then use these tricks to exile all of the bridges once they've committed the resources of something like a Dread Return or whatever else they're using. So that is it. Let me know if there's any tricks that you like versus bridge from below. And in the comments, also let me know what you'd like to see in these videos. You guys seem to be watching these like 3 or 4 times more than the Fast Effect videos. So I am happy to keep doing them. Let me know what you want to see.